Many travelers dream of experiencing the beauty of Tanzania, from its stunning national parks to vibrant cultural sites. Yet the costs often seem overwhelming. But with Visit Tanzania for Less, exploring this East African gem on a budget is not only possible, but incredibly rewarding. Whether you're a solo backpacker, a volunteer, or just a budget-conscious traveler, we provide valuable insights and resources to make your journey unforgettable without breaking the bank. Book your trip now with just a $300 deposit and flexible monthly payments until your travel date. For more travel inspiration and tips, follow us on Instagram or visit us at visittanzaniaforless.com. Visit Tanzania for Less, your dream adventure within reach.
Good afternoon, Ms. Key, and welcome to Community Focus for this July 17, 2026. How you doing, Ms. Keegan? I am Gregory Roberts, and to the far right,
I am Melvin C. Burns II.
welcome to Smoky Friday.
Yeah.
It's a lot of smoke out there.
Yes.
Brother, tell me about the weather.
Well, we thought there'd be a little rain today, but we had a low today of 67 and a high of 87, and no sight of that rain so far.
We
Uh,
need it.
we could use it. Tomorrow, a 50% chance of rain, cloudy, low 67, high of 84. Expected to be sunny on Sunday, low 61, high of 81. On Monday, again cloudy, a 45% chance of rain, low 65, high of 80. Tuesday, a 75% chance of rain, low 66, high of 80. Wednesday, a 45% chance of rain, a low of 60, high of 71. And Thursday, low of 58. 50's number, huh?
What?
But expected to be sunny with a high of 77.
All right, just a quick announcement. You know we're all on all kinds of media. If you are interested in sponsoring the program, please call the radio station at every call 231-727-5007. Actually, talk to Lady J and Big Rob or me. See how you can get around the world. Okay, top five.
5 lists. Well, the story around here has been the air quality, right? The air quality index in Muskegon has been between 220 and 260 today, which is in a very unhealthy range. But as most of you may know, this is due to the Canadian wildfires. So let's talk about the wildfires a little bit. Uh, Canada this year had a record 3,641 total fires as of Tuesday.
Wow.
Over 280 2,800,000 hectares or 6.9 million acres have burned so far. There are nearly wildfires in every region of the country of Canada, and there are at least 8 provinces and 2 territories, so fires everywhere. I think they said they've had 835 active wildfires this July, and there's about 130 something going on now. And actually, the season this year started slow with 65 in May, which was below the 10-year average. But as we see, they have picked up. And certainly the rain we thought would be helpful for improving the air quality around here. So we still want to encourage folks to be safe.
Right. Being a past firefighter, this air is not good for you.
No.
Make sure you do proper precautions, wear a mask, whatever you have to do. This air is not the best air to be in.
Hmm.
Okay, that's our note. Okay, we have a guest in the house.
We do.
Award-winning guest.
Yes, she's been to the program a couple of times, and she has a wide range of interests. Please join me in welcoming back to the program Miss Carla Flanders of CMF Marketing and Events. Welcome back.
Thanks for having me back. I love coming here.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, primarily today we want to talk about you in the capacity of an author.
Yeah.
You have some exciting news to share with us, but quickly just tell folks maybe didn't catch before a little bit about yourself and your background.
Okay. So my name is Carla M. Flanders,
Mhm.
thus CMF Marketing and Events.
Mhm.
So my company is CMF Marketing. I do a lot of local events and community programs around here. I
Mhm.
love doing community stuff, and I do marketing and promotions and things like that. So that's kind of my background on the
Mhm.
business level of things. I am a transplant here from just the Grand Rapids area.
Okay.
I love it. I love the Muskegon area, and I'm happy to be here. So that's the short version.
Great, great. Let's talk about the book.
Yeah.
On the day you graduate.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold it up too, so people can kind of see. Oh, good.
Oh, look
Yeah.
at that! Ooh, look at our
There
man!
we
Look at
go.
our staff on it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So the book is called On the Day You Graduate, It's Time to Fly. And, talking about being a transplant here, we came when my firstborn was only 5 months old.
Okay.
And fast forward to where we are today, that little baby of mine is now 22.
Oh, wow.
And this book was kind of inspired by both of my sons that
Okay.
have graduated from high school. So basically, the story goes through and talks about a child and being born and growing up and having all those experiences. And you'll notice, and if we come back on screen, I'll kind of show, but the images in here are very like gender neutral and very, we wanted it to be
Mhm.
very inclusive for anybody
Sure.
to feel like they could
Mhm.
identify with this book. So, I worked with the artist Annette Cable. She was amazing to work with. So the book talks about, growing up, going through all those experiences, and there's little, what they call Easter baskets in there, like little tiny hidden nuggets that you can find
Okay,
throughout too.
Okay.
And the other fun thing is very personal because I also have my dog, Mr. Griffin, is in here. This is my dog right here. So you'll
Okay.
see in some of the pictures, this is actually my dog.
Okay.
And then throughout the book, again, the child's growing up, getting older, going to school, being home by themselves, and then it all culminates in a graduation. And the
Oh,
cool thing about this, again, this is the graduation page, is the very next page. The student or child can write down their memories of school and their future dreams and things that they would like to do. And then the last few pages are for other people to do that. So this could be set out at a graduation party, or what a lot of people are doing is they're giving it to kids that are in school now, elementary school, starting school, kindergarten, all those things. And then they're going to have a teacher sign each page at the end, or sign something at the end of each school year. And that'll be a really nice keepsake for that baby when that baby graduates, right?
how
And
thoughtful.
yeah. And so then it could be set out at a graduation party, or somebody could just hold on to it or whatever. So I'm really proud of it. It's my first book I've ever written. I self-published it. I have a lot of them, so feel free to buy as many as you'd like. But it is available at the website On the Day You Graduate. Also, if you're a big Amazon person, just go to Amazon, type in On the Day You Graduate, and it will come up. Etsy, it's also available, and support our local stores. It's also available here locally at Blended Furniture Market, Wasserman's, Maggie's Gourmet Gifts out by the mall area, Grand Haven, the bookstore in Grand Haven called the Bookman. So it's at about 7 or 8 places here locally as well.
Your first book.
Yeah.
Your first book.
Yeah.
Are there many other books coming?
I got one in the back of my head, but this just came out last year, and it's still obviously on the promotion train to just try to get it out there and sell it and just let people know about it, because actually there's 3.6 million people that graduate from school in the United States every year. So it's, trying to get it out to those people.
Sure.
But this book award was a real kind of like feather in my cap.
Yes,
that I was
let's talk about that
excited
award.
about. So,
Yes.
so this was a book award by Independent Book Publishing Association, IBPA. It is a mouthful. It's an award that's given out once a year. They had, I can't remember the exact number. I probably had it in my press release, but maybe 1,000 or more entrances, but in each category, they have different categories. My category was the gift book category. There was between 30 and 100 people that applied in each category.
Okay.
And so from that, they chose their top 3. And then there was a gold winner and 2 silver winners. And I was like, I don't care if I get gold or silver. I'm just glad that I got recognized, right?
Yes, yes.
So I did get a silver award. And so I'm really excited to say I got my little silver medallion on the book
That's
here. And I was mentioning before we went on the air, I only had like 8 stickers. So I need to get some more stickers so I can put them on my books. But I'm really excited about that and thankful that they recognized the book as a in the gift book category, and just hope that it really takes off and people enjoy it and buy it for their kids and their grandkids and their kids that are graduating or baby showers or any of those things.
We hear your passion. We talk to people about if they have a passion to do something like write a book.
Yeah.
What should they do? How did they get involved? How did you get involved?
That's a great question. So people have often asked me like what inspired it or how I got started. So I'll say that and then go to that question. But I had this story in my mind since my kids were babies, but they hadn't gone through all those phases. And then as they started going through these phases, I'm like, this is a story. This is a common story that everybody goes through that has kids, right? You have the baby, you bring it home, you're like, oh my gosh, what do I do with this thing?
Where's the instruction manual?
Right, exactly. You got to fumble through it, right? And then each phase is a new phase. You're like, okay, they can be in their room by themselves now, yay! Or they're riding their bike, oh my gosh! Or they have their driver's license, or they're traveling by themselves, or whatever the case may be. So like these are common American things, right? And so I wrote a little poem for my son that graduated, and I set it out at his graduation party, and I had people sign around it, and they're little, again, nuggets of wisdom and stuff. And then my other son graduated, and I'm sorry, the first one I just put the poem out. The second one I had people sign around, and I was like, this could be a thing. Like, you know, that book, The Places You Go by Dr. Seuss, they do that a lot with that. And I was like, there's no book like this on the market.
No.
And I did a lot of research. I could not find anything like it. So my entrepreneurial spirited mind thought, you know, I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to write a book one day, but I didn't really think I was actually going to do it. And then I was like, this could be a book. This could really work. So I started doing some more research, investigated ways you could do it, to self-publish it or to ship it out and have somebody else publish it, and pros and cons. And for me, it was important for me to have creative control over it because I wanted to have these visuals that I had in my mind too. So I self-published. There's different ways you can do that. You could find an artist. You could go through a different agency or a publishing group. I went through a publishing group to help me do this because I was brand spanking new and didn't know what I was doing. And so I went through Jenkins Publishing, and they helped me all the step of the way. They proofread it. They got me the illustrator. You know, it was a little more costly to do it that way. I mean, book number 2, I might do it a little bit differently, but so we got them all printed, and then distribution and promotion and marketing. So my background is marketing. So I did a good job in the beginning, and, you know, this first year really getting the word out, but I'm really trying to expand it beyond West Michigan too. So like I said, it is available on Amazon, so anybody can get it. I actually just sent one to India not that long ago. I got a book review from a gentleman in India. And so anybody can buy it. Again, it's perfect for kids that are school age, kids that are graduating, or baby showers, because nowadays they say bring a book instead of a card, you know, so that you can read to your kids.
That's a great baby shower.
Yeah. So that's kind of how it went.
Nice.
So, you know, sitting back from the time you started, when you got it finished and you saw it for the first time like this, how did it feel?
When I first opened the box and looked at it, I was like so emotional. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I actually did this. It was really cool. I mean, it was cool to see all my hard work and investment into it. And also, like I said, there's just so much personal nuggets in here, you know, and the little Easter basket that is in here. There's on the cover is a little nest with an egg.
Mhm.
And so throughout the book, you'll see that the egg is there, the egg is cracking, the little baby bird comes out, and then, it expands its wings and it says it's time to fly, which is right in line with the development of the book as well. So that was another fun little thing to actually see that in person, that idea that was illustrated, in my brain on paper was really cool.
Nice.
As Greg said, we get a lot of young people, entrepreneurs getting started. We interviewing here. What advice would you give to those people that are, they say everybody has a book inside of them somewhere. Fortunately, most of them stay there. That's horrible. But what advice would you give to folks that may be thinking, I've been thinking about a book and just don't know if they want to jump out there, don't know where to start?
Okay, I definitely would say if you're thinking about writing it, put it down on paper. Put it, not paper, physical paper. Put it in your computer, right? Do whatever it is for you to get out of your head onto something so you can see it, right?
Sure.
Do that, read it, reread it, edit it yourself. And then when you feel confident enough to let somebody else look at it, share it with some people, share it with close friends. And that was my big thing too. I was like, should I even do this? Is this valid? Right. And your friends are going to be like, oh, it's so great. It's so cool. I love it. Right. And which is good because that's why they're your friends. And so I did do that. And then I went to, and they're like, yeah, I think this could work. And so then I went to the publisher and I was like, what do you think of it? Like, I'm not going to proceed with this. If you think this is junk and this is not going to work. And they liked it a lot and they thought it was great. So I was like, okay, let's do it. And so that's how I did it. I do have other friends that have done it differently. Like they, the other way you can do it is you can ship it out to publishing companies and hope that they pick it up, but that could take years to happen.
Okay.
And then they have all the creative control but then they also are responsible for selling it and printing it. And so cost wise, it makes more sense if you can get it published. Right. And then I have other people that just totally do it themselves where they just, there's this new program, not newish, through Amazon where you can write a book and then they will print it on demand, so you could just submit it to them, have somebody that really well that's a good editor edit it to make sure that it makes sense and sell it that way too. So I don't know if I'm answering your question specifically, but I would say the steps would be write it down, do your research, make sure that there isn't a book that's exactly out there with that exact same topic or theme or all that stuff. Like, have some people look at it, have people that aren't just your besties look at it too. And, if you feel like you got something, do it. What do you got to lose? Right.
How important for, like you said, friends are going to say, yes, this is great. But you need somebody to be honest and say, how about this?
Yeah. And you got to find that person too, right? Sometimes, because I do have a couple author friends and one I did give it to her initially and she gave me some points. She said, hey, if I was you, I would maybe do this here or do that there. And I was like, okay, that's a great idea. Or maybe that's not really what I was thinking. So that's why I didn't do it. Like even just like a word or a phrase or a sentence. And this is just like a small, like 32-page book. I couldn't, when I think of people writing novels and hundreds of pages.
No.
Yeah. My next book will be this short as well.
was receiving the editing notes hard. Because, I like my own reading and write, but I would be hard pressed to want to give my writing to somebody.
Yeah.
And I don't know how brutal the editing notes.
It's scary. It's like you're giving a little piece of yourself out to the public, right?
Okay.
And you're like, you're worried about it. But I think that if you believe in yourself and you have enough passion to try to get this done, you're going to get it done. Right. Yeah. And you got to take that criticism because as we all know, with social media and the day of today, like you got to take the good and the bad sometimes. And sometimes it's not fun, but thick skin, I guess.
Well, for the folks that may say something negative, you can just show them your silver award. It's like, do you have one of these?
Yeah. It is hard, but like I said, you got to take chances too. And sometimes those chances pay off and sometimes you just learn from them. I wouldn't say they don't pay off. You learn from them.
What do you say to people that say that there's no creative mind in Muskegon?
I say they're crazy. First of all, I mean, we're not supposed to say crazy anymore anyways, but I just think there's so much creativity here in Muskegon. Like
Mhm.
there's so much beauty and so much greatness here
Mhm.
that I think that people that are saying that either aren't from the area, so they don't know, or they're the trolls, quite frankly, that just
Mm.
sit online, complain, don't take action, and don't do anything.
Right.
Right now, if somebody's out there and they're getting stuff done and they have a constructive criticism, I say bring it. Like let's talk about what you're feeling, why you think that, and then maybe you can enlighten me, maybe I can enlighten you. And I think that conversation is gone. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like we aren't we don't have as many of those great meaningful conversations as we used to.
Right.
And I think that it's not just Muskegon though. I mean, you
Yeah.
go to any community, they have these people online that are
Yeah.
just like attack, and you just gotta take it with a grain of salt or take it for what it is.
You
Right.
say, and Greg asked that question, and we know that you wear a lot of hats, do a lot of different things, and
Yeah.
marketing again is one of your fortes.
Yeah,
Is it harder to sell Muskegon to people in Muskegon or people outside of?
that's a great
Muskegon?
question. I think sometimes inside of Muskegon, it's
Yeah.
harder to sell the amazingness of Muskegon internally sometimes.
Uh-huh.
And so I was also part of, I used to work at the Chamber of Commerce during the Watch Muskegon campaign,
Yes,
and was involved with that. And there's pros and cons on that too, like that started out a little rocky internally, but as we went through it, people were like, this is the coolest thing, right?
Right.
Mhm.
So that was like almost an internal promotion, like watch us go, watch us kick some booty because we are
Mhm.
amazing, right?
Mhm.
And then what we found through our studies is that those that were closest to the area had a certain perception of them, like within 30 miles.
Mhm.
Beyond 30, 40, 50 miles, they're just like, oh, Muskegon, that's cool. Let's go check it out. Let's go look at the beach. Let's go check out the Frontal. Let's go
Mhm.
check out the parks.
Right.
So there's this like weird perimeter, of the past, of what people have these views of what Muskegon used to be like, or things that have happened in the past. But I always tell people, and I've been on the TV and radio a lot. I always say, if you haven't been to Muskegon in the last 10, 20 years, you haven't been to Muskegon.
Right.
You got to
Yeah.
come back.
Oh, yeah.
You got to
Yeah.
check it out. So much has changed. And I mean, even the time that I've lived here,
Mhm.
when I moved here 20 years ago, my friends were like, wow, Muskegon, why are you moving to Muskegon? I was like, you guys have no idea.
No idea.
No idea.
Yeah.
I found the exact same house in Muskegon. I'm tapping the table now. The exact same house in Muskegon that I saw in Grand Rapids. First of all, $80,000 less at that time.
Mhm.
Exact same home.
Mhm.
Second of all, I'm like, I am 5 minutes from the lake. Okay. You can't get this in Grand Rapids. I love Grand Rapids. Don't get me wrong. I was like, we have great restaurants. We have great entertainment. We have beautiful, if you're an outdoors person, you like to hike and go into nature, it's amazing. Like there's so many cool things here. So you can't say anything unless you come here and then you see all this and then you come talk to me.
Right.
You
Now
know?
you got to turn around because I got to give it the secret chamber handshake.
Oh,
'Cause
yeah.
we both work with the
Oh, yeah.
chamber.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Now, speaking of the chamber, you have another event happening in August.
Yes, yeah. So I hope to come back, but if I don't have time to come back, I definitely want to push this real quick. And I don't know how much more time we have because I could talk forever. But so this is the Muskegon Lake celebration that is happening on August 15th down at the Grand Trunk, where the boat launch is in Lakeside area
Yes.
over there by where the Milwaukee Clipper is. This is a free event during the day, and it's celebrating the delisting of the Muskegon Lake. So the
Oh.
Muskegon Lake, went through some hard times. This is, again, if you haven't been to Muskegon in the last 10 years, you haven't been to Muskegon. The lake has been all cleared up. It's off of the environmental delisting area of concern is what they call it. It's off the EPA thing,
Which is great news.
which is
It is.
amazing.
It is.
And they put a ton of work into it. This started in the 80s and it's completed. It actually was delisted last year, but we want to celebrate this year. So from 9 to 2, free family fun day, free giveaways, lots of great stuff happening down at Grand Trunk. And then in the evening, since this did happen in the 80s, started in the 80s, we're going to have an 80s party. We're going to
Okay.
celebrate 80s style. We're going to have a DJ there. We're going to have food from Wonderland Distillery and just party with the DJ on the Milwaukee Clipper, which is, if you haven't been there too, that's a really cool,
Cool venue.
isn't it? Yeah,
Mhm.
like it's, I think it's a ship from maybe the 1940s or
Ish.
50. Yeah, it's an older ship that we're
Mhm.
gonna have the ballroom space. So
Mhm.
there's gonna be a DJ and a dance floor and beverages and food. Tickets for that are $35,
Okay.
which is really good because the amount of food we're gonna have there is probably gonna be like $30 worth of food.
Mhm.
So food, dancing, all that stuff from 7 to 10 in the evening, and we're kind of ending early so that people could go out, support local businesses afterwards if they want to. If
Okay.
people want to stay up past
Sounds like a
10.
great
Okay.
day.
So you come up with a book, you
Mhm.
decide to write it. We were talking about the opening of that box for the 1st
Mhm.
time. You had to be.
Yeah. I mean, I might have got a little teary-eyed. Yeah, it was pretty cool. I was like, I can't believe this. And then I did an initial launch locally, which was at Core Plaza at the Vaults,
Mhm.
the
Sure.
downtown there. And I had, over 100 people attend, which I was really happy about. And everybody bought a book. And then, just trying to get it out there locally and beyond and doing all the marketing for it. And just really pushing it on Amazon now.
Okay.
But yeah, I was really happy when I opened that book and I saw it, and I kind of, you can tell when the book is new too. It's like, that cracked open, that fresh
No-
page
no
smell.
creases.
Yeah. And it's cool because I've been able to sign quite a few of them, and so I usually either sign on the front here or just above my name, which is kind of crazy, to see my name right there like that. And because I've been in marketing, I've written a ton of press releases. So
Mhm.
a lot of what I've written has been published, but not from Carla, right?
Yeah,
It's been
yeah.
published because I'm representing Muskegon Lake Celebration or the Girlfriend's Getaway or the,
Mhm.
all these different things that I do with my marketing hat. So it was
Mhm.
nice but it's also kind of hard to promote yourself. That was,
Feels a little selfish.
yeah, that was honestly like, even when I got this award, I was like, I want to tell everybody, but it's just like, it's a conflict, like a struggle, like you need to promote it, but you don't want to sound like you're bragging. And like, if you tell me to promote something else, I'll promote the heck out of that. But for yourself, it's kind of like, oh, okay, I wrote this.
You got to sell yourself. So
Yeah.
we're down at the bottom of the hour. So
Okay.
tell everybody how they can get the book, how they can get in touch with you. Get
All the good
spiel,
stuff?
all
Okay.
the good stuff. The
So
marketing
again, the book is called On the Day You Graduate. So you can go to the website onthedayougraduate.com or just go into Amazon, type in On the Day You Graduate. You can get it through Amazon. Locally, again, you can get it at Blended Furniture Market, Wasserman's, Maggie's. If you go to the website, you'll see there's about 8 or 10 places on there.
Mhm.
You can purchase it locally. I'm really trying to sell out on Amazon, even though I really support local businesses. So,
Okay.
but I would check Amazon first. The price on there is also discounted, so you can get a discounted price on Amazon. I
Mhm.
don't control the prices, by the way, on Amazon.
Mhm.
So that's where you can get it.
And you personally have some as well.
Yes, I do. Hey, come find me. Look me up. You can message the Facebook page On the Day You Graduate or my business Facebook page, which is CMF Marketing and Events, and I will respond and we'll get you that book. I can even sign it. If you order it through my website On the Day You Graduate, you put a little note in there, say I'm local, I'd like it signed. I'd be happy to sign it for you too.
Wow.
Carly, one of our favorite people to have
Aw,
here.
thanks.
You know so much about Muskegon. I'm here, but you know
Yeah.
all these little neat things going on in Muskegon. You're one of the most positive people about our community that
Aw.
we talk to. And you always got some new exciting things going
Mhm.
on. It's so good to see you again.
You too.
And we're excited about the news about your
Yeah.
book and winning the award. So tell your story.
Yeah.
Even if it feels a little funny.
Yeah.
But,
Thank you. I
Market
appreciate it.
yourself, keep telling your story. And it can encourage other folks out there.
That's
Yeah.
right. Sell yourself.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of, we're down at the bottom of the hour. We're going to show our sponsors some love. We want to thank you again and congratulations on the award.
Thank you.
You are watching and listening to Community Focuses July 17th, 2026. We'll see you in a couple minutes.
Many travelers dream of experiencing the beauty of Tanzania, from its stunning national parks to vibrant cultural sites. Yet the costs often seem overwhelming. But with Visit Tanzania for Less, exploring this East African gem on a budget is not only possible, but incredibly rewarding. Whether you're a solo backpacker, a volunteer, or just a budget-conscious traveler, we provide valuable insights and resources to make your journey unforgettable without breaking the bank. Book your trip now with just a $300 deposit and flexible monthly payments until your travel date. For more travel inspiration and tips, follow us on Instagram or visit us at visittanzania4less.com. Visit Tanzania for Less, your dream adventure within reach.
When smoking gives you COPD, you learn to lie a little bit. You make up excuses like, I have to get my keys. You guys go on. Anything so you can walk at your own pace. I used to do that all the time. Those lies don't work anymore. My tip is, the worst lies are the lies you tell yourself. Like smoking isn't that dangerous.
You can quit. For free help, visit cdc.gov/tips.
As an Olympic athlete, I prepare for everything. So when I became pregnant, I thought I was ready. But at 32 weeks, I was diagnosed with severe preeclampsia and had an emergency C-section. Looking back, had I known the warning signs, I would have talked to my doctor sooner. Too many women die of pregnancy-related complications, and most are preventable. If you or someone you know is pregnant or recently had a baby, learn the warning signs. It could help save her life. Hear her.
First, they said cigarettes were safe. We know how that turned out. Now, they say they didn't market e-cigarettes to teens. Fact, more than 1 in 4 high school students are vaping, and 80% say their first e-cigarette was flavored. Vaping is harmful to developing brains. The reason we think vaping is safe? Marketing. Same lies, different day. Tell Big Vape to quit lying.
There's a place to share gossip about the office party fun, and a place to share the story you tell everyone. There's a place to share a laugh about when things went wrong, and a place to share the video of you dancing to your song. There's a place to share spare change, lunch, and your time. But we could all be better at sharing how we're feeling inside. 76% of employees have struggled with at least one issue that affected their mental health. When you share, you're not alone.
Hey, good afternoon, Muskegon. We are back, and we're just be careful on this day because of the Canada fires. You're watching or listening to Community Focus. If you'd like to be a sponsor, please call the radio station 231-7275-007, and you too can be at the top of the bottom of the hour. My brother, please introduce our guest.
Our next guest for the bottom half of the hour is Katie Morgan, who is the fitness director for Nail Fitness here in Muskegon. Welcome to the program.
Thank you. Thank you guys so much for having me.
I kind of know her a little bit.
A little bit. We'll get into that. Katie, tell people a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I am a medical exercise specialist. Mm-hmm. I've been working in the fitness industry for 20 years. I graduated in not quite 20 years. I shouldn't age myself. I would say it's closer to like 18 years. Okay. I graduated in 2008 from the University of Illinois at Chicago with a degree in kinesiology. Okay. And then I became a medical exercise specialist a few years later. Okay. I knew when I was in college that I initially wanted to work with populations that were not general exercisers, okay, which is why I pursued the medical exercise specialty. Mm-hmm. I knew that I wanted to work with people that maybe had, disease that had already set in, neurological conditions, maybe were confined to wheelchairs, because my journey with fitness had been so different, especially since I was dealing with, at that time, a very, very newly diagnosed autoimmune disease. Wow. And exercise was a struggle. Okay. So that was kind of the impetus for me saying, like, hey, I want to be able to help other people that are dealing with some limitations and things like that. I worked in Chicago for the entirety of the first 16 years of my career. And I predominantly worked in the North Shore Senior Center, which is the oldest senior center in Illinois. And I worked for them prior to the pandemic. And then when the pandemic shut that fitness center down, I came back in and we rebuilt the program to make it a little bit more pandemic friendly, as we all did after that happened. Sure. And then I also did some work at the Lakeview Athletic Club, which is part of the Chicago Athletic Club system. So it's like this big fitness conglomerate that has probably 6 or 7 like really fancy fitness centers in the city. And I worked as their very specialized personal trainer because they didn't really have anybody on site that could do those really special cases.
Right.
So that's kind of a bit about my work background.
Okay. And so we get folks who maybe have not been to Muskegon in a while. Tell them about Neil Fitness, where they are, what the facility does.
Yeah, so Neil Fitness is a full service fitness center. We offer independent exercise, one-on-one personal training, group fitness classes. We are the only public use pool in Muskegon, which is kind of our gem in our facility. If you've lived in Muskegon, you probably are actually familiar with the Neil Fitness Center, as it is in the old YMCA building.
Mm-hmm.
We are also the partner to Boys and Girls Club. And I think what a lot of people don't realize is that the Neil Fitness Center is also a very like philanthropic style membership. It's a super cool business model, actually. If you join the Neil Fitness Center, you are getting a full service fitness center for your membership, but you are also putting your membership dollars towards programming for Boys and Girls Club.
Okay.
So we are actually the profit generator for the Boys and Girls Club program.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. So we got a couple events coming up in the near future. Let's talk about those.
Yeah, I feel like we always have so many events coming up. So many events. First and foremost, we always have several ongoing monthly events.
Okay.
So the second Friday of every month, we offer what we call our Kids Night Out program. And that's part of our Kids Club babysitting service, which that is something I think a lot of people don't know that we have. I will get into Kids Club in a second, but I won't get off topic, I promise. Kids Night Out is a 2-hour, basically fully programmed like babysitting service. So if you have kids and you want to go out with your partner, your friends, if you just want to go grocery shopping or clean your house by yourself, you can drop your kids off to us the second Friday of every month for 2 hours. They get structured programming. We hang out with your kids.
Yeah.
There is a fee, but we try to keep it very minimal. So it's $25 for the first child, $10 for any additional child. And then if you're a Kids Club member, that's a $10 charge as well. So, I mean, think about what it costs to get a babysitter for 2 hours, right? Like $25 is nothing. Nothing.
Not on top of, you get in the pool, you get in the gym, you get all kinds of structured activities.
Yeah, exactly. And we try to have a theme each month. So last month, I think we just did it like last Friday. I never know where we are. I have no idea like what part of the month we're in, but I think it was just last week. And they did a beach theme. So everything was like beach theme. They had a luau, they had a beach craft, they had a shell treasure hunt. Like it was super cool. The kids had a great time.
I want to talk to you a little bit about, we talked a little bit about earlier about the severity about people getting out and making that start. That we can make up 1,000 excuses, knees, back, arthritis, whatever, but making that start, that first step to getting healthy.
That's the hardest part, right? Is just making that first step. And I'm definitely somebody that if somebody walks through our doors and and I'm going to say that if they get stuck talking to me, because I feel like the second people start talking to me about like, well, I can't exercise because of this and I can't exercise because of that, I bust every excuse that they have. And I'm like, yeah, but you could do this and you could do that. So what I always tell people when they come in and they're like, I have X, Y, and Z that I'm dealing with. It's so hard for me to exercise. My first thing to say is just come into the doors, meet the staff, try one thing. Even if you just walk around the gym for 10 minutes, that's a start, right? That's a valid start. Even if you come in and you try 10 minutes of a class, it's a valid start. And I also think just coming in and checking out the community. And Greg, because we do know each other, you know that the community in Neil is something extremely special.
Very special.
Right? Like it's just so special. And I just don't know that there are other facilities in the area that have that type of community. Like you walk into our doors at Neil and everybody behind the desk probably knows your name.
Right.
If they don't, they're going to learn it. And as the fitness center director, one thing that I really like hammer home, especially to our customer service staff, is know people's names and know at least 1 or 2 things that you can talk to them about. Because that just makes people feel so important It makes them feel so welcomed. And that's what keeps people coming back to exercise.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're right. The hardest part is just getting up, getting out and doing it. But if you have a place that you can go to where you know people are expecting to see you, or if you have a community that you're taking classes with, or maybe you've got like the aqua community, like our aqua community is very, very.
That's not what I hear. I'm just kidding. Talk
Do
about
I
the
need to
aqua
mediate you
community. Yeah, talk about the aqua community.
Yeah, so our aquatics community, it kind of depends on what group you're talking about. Like our aqua aerobics community is so regular. And they pack that pool. I mean, they never miss a day. And Greg could probably speak better on it, honestly, because he does instruct for us.
Yes.
Our deep dynamics class. And admittedly, I'm not really a swimmer, so I don't spend a lot of time in the pool. But what I do know is that every aqua class is absolutely packed every day. And then you have the lap swimmers and like the open swimmers on the other side of that, who also are very, very regular about their exercise. They're very structured. They're very organized. And I think that we provide a nice place for them to come and be able to have an outlet for that very structured type of exercise.
Now, but I was talking also to you about this. Muskegon being number one is such unhealthy things like diabetes and heart disease and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That is so important that people recognize that by exercising, for instance, I'm going to use me, that I was able to get off that metformin. That, you know, I was able to, like, you talk about air quality inhaler. I used to have inhalers. I don't have that. I used to be 100 and some pounds heavier. Dropped that down, and that you can actually do something about your health and not take that pill.
Yeah. Absolutely. Usually exercise is a cornerstone therapy for so many of those things, right? Diabetes, heart disease, any metabolic condition. You may have a start with some medication, but usually a doctor is always going to also suggest a form of exercise. And you're absolutely right, Greg. If you can get into a regular routine, you're probably not going to be required to take the diabetes medication or the heart medication, depending on what the condition is, right? Like sometimes the condition is going to be to a point where like, yes, you do have to take it, but having that exercise as like a secondary is going to not only help you heal faster if you get sick with an underlying condition, it's going to help you take maybe less of that medication. And in some cases, it's going to help you get off that medication. The other thing that I think is so important, especially in like the social climate that we live in, is stress reduction and anxiety reduction. And I think that across the board, a lot of physicians, especially like psychologists and psychiatrists, would agree that having an extremely regular exercise routine can help to level off the serotonins, the norepinephrine, all those endorphins that actually help regulate the chemicals that are imbalanced when you have things like anxiety and depression. So it's also a cornerstone for mental health issues.
You talked a little bit about the community. I am so proud to work in that community, to be part of that tribe of people. When you walk in that door, somebody's going to be able to answer a question or push you in one way, lead you to a class. It might not be my class, but I'm going to teach you or tell you how to get to another class. How special does that feel? You have people like that working for you.
It's incredible, actually. Like I've worked with a lot of people in the fitness industry, and I don't know that I've ever worked with a team that is so extremely passionate about the place that they work. They are just absolutely willing to find any information, help members with any questions that come up, try to make sure that we're matching people with the right personal trainer and the right classes. And everybody just works so extremely hard to make it that very welcoming community space. I've never worked in a place like that.
And I think that's another thing that I'm proud of is that when you come into Neil Fitness, you don't have to worry about the people screaming and you know. You don't have
there's a little bit.
You got a little bit of that, but it's a clean facility where people work out. There's some chatter, but people are working out, and I'm so proud of that.
Yeah. I do think it's a really special place, right? And I'm going to throw my husband under the bus a little bit. I hope you're listening. But he told me once that because he's not really a gym goer, he felt so comfortable working out at Neil Fitness Center because it didn't feel like he was in a traditional gym where he felt out of place, right? Like you look around and it's just normal people working out, trying to be healthy. Everybody's goals are different. And sure, you've got people in there trying to bulk up and do powerlifting, but you also have people who are coming off of surgery and they're trying to recover from hip replacements. Or recently, I've started with training with a fellow who is wheelchair bound and he's just trying to get, stronger and more balanced through his core. So you see the entire spectrum of people exercising. Because we offer so much, you have something literally for every person that comes in that door.
You talk about in their background working with seniors or people that aren't, I wasn't an athlete, know to come in there and just do it. But how important is that to have that environment for people, like say, recovering from injuries or just doctor says, look, spent 40 years doing nothing. It's time to get active.
I mean, I think it's incredibly important to have a space where people can feel comfortable to do that. And I'm never going to throw any gym under the bus. I think any gym that you want to go to get yourself healthy, great. I want you to go to that gym. But I think what sets us apart is that we do have a very comfortable space where you see people from all walks of life exercising. So it makes it a little easier for somebody who's been sedentary for maybe 30 or 40 years to walk in and feel like they are not in like a powerhouse gym, right? Like it just seems more accessible.
How important is it, for instance, there was a note left to me. Somebody said, well, I want to take your class. I don't feel comfortable. And we give them that phone call just to encourage them to come in and we'll work with them. That's that's an environment that you're in charge of.
Yeah. And I think a lot of that stems from the fact that I came from a facility where I had to make sure that anybody who walked in that door knew that exercise could be modified to meet their fitness level. So coming from that senior center facility into a general population fitness center, I had to make sure that the staff was also really coached on the fact that you have to make sure that people understand that no matter where they're coming from, we will find a way to adapt exercise to them. And I think we're really lucky in the fact that we have extremely skilled instructors that can do that. We have extremely skilled personal trainers that can do that. So it's not just lip service. We are truly able to provide exercise for every human that walks in our door.
And speaking of, there are a lot of people, like a lot of seniors, a lot of people that have a membership, but they don't know. What they need to do is just call down and find out, because they might have a membership.
Yeah. And a lot of people don't know that they qualify for things like Silver Sneakers or Renew Active, which if you two aren't familiar with that, it's an insurance benefit. It's attached to Medicare plans. It was Medicare Advantage, but things have gotten a little cloudy this year of what program it's actually part of now. But it is a no-cost fitness center membership to seniors over 65 if they have this benefit on their insurance, which means you get to come to our facility completely no cost to you. And then we are still giving you the full access. So you still get all access to our classes, which are no added charge on your membership, no matter what membership you have, whether you're paying or it's an insurance benefit. All of our group fitness classes and aqua classes are absolutely free for people to join.
Which is unheard of.
Yeah, it's not common, right? Like I think and especially a lot of gyms around here as well. I feel like you're finding facilities are kind of moving away from the full service, and there's a lot more CrossFit style, or it's more like scheduled group class facilities. So for a full service gym, it's not as common to have a full group fitness class schedule that's free. Admittedly, a lot of gyms in Chicago, they do have, because a lot of gyms in Chicago are full service. So you'll see a lot of those like free classes, but here it's not quite as common.
Now, one of the things that you do have to pay for is like maybe swim lessons, but I'll match those swim lessons to anyone. Our teachers.
I mean, we live in a place where you really need to learn how to swim.
Yes.
Right. Like you need to know.
I've been on them. I've been on them.
We're working on it.
We do offer adult swim lessons.
I'm 11 months away from Silver Sneakers.
But yeah, swim lessons are just absolutely crucial in a place like Muskegon, right? Especially our facility being sandwiched between like Muskegon Lake and Lake Michigan, and so many of our participants living in a coastal town. You really do need to know how to swim. It's just absolutely crucial. We offer a lot of opportunity for it. Like Greg said, we have swim lessons that are paid swim lessons, and those are 6 months all the way up to adult lessons. I would say right now we do have some limited availability because we have limited instructors. A lot of our instructors do other things in the summer. So we have limited availability right now, but come the fall, we're back to our full service swim lesson option. We also offer private swim lessons. So if you're not comfortable doing it in a group, you can do it one-on-one with an instructor. I
got my private instructor.
Right? Yeah, you're so lucky. You already have your instructor in place. It is a little bit more costly to do it that way, but it's also so much more tailored to the person that's taking it. So, if you've never been in the water before, that private instructor can teach you how to put your face in the water, how to be comfortable in the water. Or if you're like, hey, you know what? I know how to swim, but I just really want to work on my strokes. They can do that as well. So again, we provide basically something for everybody.
I saw some of the things on your schedule. You have kayaking, intro to kayaking coming up.
Yeah, we do. So we've got 3 intro to kayaking sessions happening this summer. One has already started, but then we have another one coming up on July 27th. It will start. So basically how those work is it's 2 sessions. You get one session where we put the kayaks in the pool so you can practice capsizing, getting back into your kayak. You can practice strokes before we just throw you out into the lake and say, hey, good luck.
Good luck.
Good luck. Best of luck to you. The second day of the kayak, which is the following week, that's when we put you in the kayak and we send you out into Muskegon Lake. Now we send you with an instructor, so you're not on your own. And then we do have somebody manning our rescue boat as well. So if something does happen, we've got absolute safety measures in place. But yeah, we do have that. So we've got one session that'll be July 27th and then one session starting August 10th.
Did that come about with people asking for that, or something you'd always taught? Or I just got to see more people kayaking and talking about getting out into the Muskegon River and some of the other rivers around here.
Yeah, I think it's something that Muskegon Lakeshore Fitness, which was the iteration of the gym prior to it being Neal Fitness Center, I think that they did offer kayaking classes. We started it last year when we opened up our waterfront because, our building is right on Muskegon Lake. So our backyard is waterfront. And then this year, it was popular last year. So this year we just decided to start doing it again. We've limited our accommodations for a little bit just to kind of condense everything. So it's not just this long spread out kayaking thing that you're doing like once a week, every 6 weeks. So we've limited it a little bit. But yeah, it's just something that people have asked for and shown interest in. So we try to provide things that our members want to make sure that we're hitting all of their interests.
Katie, how important is it? People right where they are. Even outside of the facility, people have an interest in bowling. Well, we're going to get somebody and we're going bowling.
Yeah, we do that. You bowl with our group, don't you, Greg? Yeah, I thought so.
All of Greg's talents and traits are coming.
So many talents. Greg is truly a man of many talents. So I think what I appreciate you bringing up is the fact that we really try to extend our reach beyond just physical fitness. We also try to create, as I've mentioned several times, community. We also try to really focus on total body wellness, right? So wellness as a concept isn't just your body being physically healthy. It's also your mental health, your social well-being, your emotional health, your occupational health, which can be anything from work to volunteering. So we try to offer a lot of programming for that. And that's something that we call our enrich programming.
Okay.
Coming from the world of lifelong learning, which is a lot of what I did at the North Shore Senior Center, I wanted to incorporate more skills-based wellness classes. So Bowling Club is part of that series. We have a group of people who at this point have just become really great friends, and Northway gives us a discount. So they meet one time a month. Northway discounts the lanes, and it's a varying group of people. Sometimes there's 5, sometimes there's 15. Just depends on who feels like bowling that night. And they get together religiously once a month. So that's touching on that emotional and social wellness. We've offered some art classes throughout the winter, and that really worked on occupational wellness, kind of that getting your hands dirty and having like a task and a skill. We've also got some really great like mental health wellness style things coming up. We have a sound bath coming up on it's a Sunday. I almost said January. Oh my gosh, don't take us back to January. July 26th. So we're going to bring in all of those really cool sound bowls. Have you ever seen people play those?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So this guy, Andy, he's going to bring in his sound bowls and play those while people are floating in the pool with like heated eye masks on.
Really?
Doesn't that sound amazing?
Oh,
I'm so there.
Great. I'll sign you up, Greg. You do get a staff discount. Yeah. So we've got stuff like that happening all the time. We also have, just to make sure that people fully understand like what we're offering, we have our Pro Series coming up in August, which I'm really excited about. This gives not only our members, but community members a chance to come in and talk with, we have a sports psychologist that's going to be coming in on August 4th. And while that could be geared towards anybody who's trying to break into the fitness world and maybe trying to break over plateaus or just get through that like mental health hurdle of like actually getting there, we're also kind of focusing it on like sports specific kids in high school navigating the sports world, right? Because like it's a lot of pressure. So he's going to come in and talk about that. We are also going to have all of our trainers in what we're calling like we're not actually calling it this, but like a speed dating, meet the trainer. So you have so many minutes to like go around the circle of trainers and like meet them, learn their specialties, chat with them about what they can do for you. And if you're interested in a personal trainer, that's a fantastic way to meet them before you just get like tossed into a session. We have a yoga instructor who is going to be new to us starting a restorative yoga class. So she's going to do that towards the end of August to touch on a little bit more of that like Zen style fitness. And then we just had a nutritionist sign on to join us for this Pro Series as well.
Great. How important, and you catch even at the end of the month or the beginning of the month, that you even have education for the seniors, like a luncheon.
Yeah, we do lunch and learns seasonally right now. So we're doing them like once every few months. And we try to touch on all kinds of topics. So in the past, we've done a balance and fall prevention topic, which I actually presented because I developed a class that iMove is using. So when we first developed that, I came into Neil and we were like presenting exercises from that. And we've done anything from like balance and fall prevention to women's health to like the restoration of Muskegon Lake. People came in and talked about that. So we really try to hit tons of topics. But we do those seasonally. Those are free for the community. So anytime we run them, community members and NFC members alike can come in and enjoy that for free.
All right, Katie, we're at the bottom, I'm at top of the hour. Give people, here's the spiel, the media, how to connect, how to come down, what do they need to do to start?
Fantastic. It's so easy. First thing, I just want to invite everybody to come meet us at Neil. Like, come into the doors, take a tour, come chat with our staff. If you want more information, you can connect with us through our social media sites on Facebook and Instagram. And then, of course, you can visit our webpage, which is neilfitnesscenter.com. And that has literally all the information that I talked about.
There you go. Katie, thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Listen, we are at the top of the hour, almost at 3 o'clock. Two things I want to talk about. You know what? It takes that start somewhere. When it comes down to your health, it takes that step around the block. But there are people that are actually willing to help you. I know it was something that I had a Kairos moment in my life of having a grandson and holding them and coming and stepping on the scale and say, oh my, I have to change my life. So what's going to be that Kairos moment in your life where you say you want to live healthier? Number two, as we always say, go out and touch somebody. Go out and help someone. You never know what they might go through. And another thing, you never know what they're thinking, the mental state may be. So go out and say hello to somebody this weekend. I'm Greg Roberts.
I'm Melvin C. Burns II.
And we'll see you next week on Community Focus on 103.7 The Beat in M106. Take care.
First, they said cigarettes were safe. We know how that turned out. Now, they say they didn't market e-cigarettes to teens. Fact, more than 1 in 4 high school students are vaping, and 80% say their first e-cigarette was flavored. Vaping is harmful to developing brains. The reason we think vaping is safe? Marketing. Same lies, different day. Tell Big Vape to quit lying.